Thanks for joining me on another episode of Stay In and Make Do. Wait a minute. Yeah, you are definitely too close. Perfect. So today I found out that 2 meters is actually quite a long way, but it's how far apart we need to keep from each other under the current social distancing recommendations. I thought about carrying a tape measure around or building a giant 2-meter hula hoop around myself, but both of those struck me as somewhat impractical, so I thought about how technology can solve the problem. This time you're going to need not one, but 2 microbits with battery packs and a USB cable. You will also need possibly a friend, although a wall works just fine. I don't have a weird Adam Savage shrine, I just have that left over from when I carved his face into a pumpkin. Which definitely isn't weirder than having an Adam Savage shrine. Anyway, in this project, you're going to have a microbit, and your friend is going to have a microbit, and the 2 of them are going to communicate via radio, and the signal strength of that radio communication is going to give us an idea of how close together or far apart they are. Okay. Big disclaimer, it doesn't actually work that well, but think of it like a fun science experiment to test radio communication and also get used to using 2 microbits and having them communicate, because that's going to be really handy for projects we're going to do later on. I realise it also means that all of your friends have to have microbits. That's not a problem. That is a fantastic excuse for all of your friends to get microbits. Anyway, let's get started. The code is pretty simple for this one, and we're going to put the same thing on both microbits, which makes things a bit easier. To start, let's go into the radio category and grab a radio set group, then clip that into on start. Microbits only talk to other microbits that are in the same radio group, so it doesn't matter what number you put here, as long as it's the same number for both microbits. And it goes in the on start block, so that we just pick the radio group once before we do anything else and move on to the rest of our program. Next, we're going to have the microbit put out a signal that the other one can receive. Go back into radio and grab a radio send number and clip it into forever, so that we're constantly broadcasting. And the third chunk of this program is going to check the signal strength of the received transmission, which we're going to use as an approximation for distance. It's safe to say that the signal strength definitely gets weaker with distance, but there are a bunch of other things that can also decrease the signal strength, so it's not a perfect measure. Grab this on radio received number block, which just means that the microbit has received a number via radio, and clip into it an if-else block. Drop in this comparison here, and then you can find the signal strength in radio. I'm going to write this line. If received packet signal strength is greater than -65, then do something. You'll notice a pattern forming with these projects in that, again, through trial and error, I have found a magic number that works for me, which may not be the magic number that works for you. Weirdly, the signal strength goes from -42 to -128, I think, with -42 being good signal. Finishing off with a show icon and a clear screen. Now if I load this code onto both microbits, they should show a cross when the signal strength is high, when they're close together, and show nothing when they're further apart. Shall we take a look? don't really have any advanced amendments for this code, but you can also use the project like a fun way to explore the radio properties of your house. Maybe stick one microbit either side of a wall and see how much the signal drops off. Or you could take one microbit with you on your daily exercise trip and see how far away from home you get before the signal drops off. Just do look both ways before crossing the road. And remember, stay in, make do, and keep your distance. Oh wow, I just filmed like 13 seconds of scratching my ankle.